It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.
Come on, let's be positive. Just stop right there. No negativity. Let's be positive. LBP. Let's be positive.
LBP, let's be positive. We're going to be positive, mate, about your doggies. Let's be positive about the upcoming home final against Manly and be positive about the fact that you were a Cronulla Sharks fan on Sunday. How are we going to be positive about your Wallabies? But I suppose you could ask the same question about the All Blacks. Tasman win the Shield, and that can of Coke left on that as a troll. Wasn't that brilliant? The Black Caps play Afghanistan. Let us start with Addo-Carr then. And the great positive news about this is that Addo-Carr is innocent.
Well, according to him, he was, although Phil Gould says he may have been a little bit confused about the way the situation played out. Now, listen, I've never been involved in a roadside drug test, but what I don't think would be confusing is when you swipe the thing down your tongue and they say, "It's positive, Josh. Now we need a secondary test." I don't know how you misinterpret it.
See, that to me is... The other thing which confuses me is that Josh isn't playing. Josh is at the team hotel. He doesn't tell anyone he's leaving the team hotel. He leaves the team hotel in his car to go get a phone charger. I would have thought that maybe reception might have been able to help him out with that, maybe a dairy down the road. Or perhaps he was actually going for more nefarious purposes. You see, this is the problem that these guys have, isn't it? They don't think about what their lies are, and then they start sort of just trapping themselves in corners with so many of them all of a sudden to have to re-explain.
Yeah. Look, in this household, we have two types of phones. So there's two different connections for the charger. But you've got an Apple and you've got the Android.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty simple,
between the three of us, we can normally put together a charger operation. So I find it very difficult to understand how one of the teammates also didn't have a charger, or as you say, someone at reception. Look, I mean, it doesn't look good for Josh Addo-Carr. Phil Gould has come out and said, look, he's spoken to the police, and he had to sit down with Josh and his manager to just reassess the situation. After, of course, Phil at Addo-Carr's first word hit social media saying this is a blow-up, there's nothing in it, he'll be innocent. Well, he's not saying so much anymore. And look, the Dogs apparently are discussing whether or not they step him down for this week's game. I can't imagine how he'd be on the field under any circumstances. But after such a fantastic year and pretty much an incident-free year, well, apart from the Bulldogs fans bashing the Canberra mascot out the stadium there a couple of months ago, it's been a pretty clean run for us. And they had their awards night on Monday. Maybe Josh wasn't allowed to show up with his gifts for the boys. I'm not sure, Marty, but this
is the great thing about rugby league, mate, is that it seems week or weekend, it reminds you that it's rugby league, mate. And the people that are playing it and the people that follow, look, it's no surprise to anyone. And I react with amusement about this now because when these incidents happen, and none of them are funny, but I mean, drug charges and the continuous domestic abuse charges, whatever it is, it's just inevitable. It's never going away, rugby league. This is who your sport is and who plays it and who follows. This is just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's spending a few weeks in Australia recently and reading plenty of the news. It's the most popular drug in Australia at the moment, cocaine. So whoever's involved, I'm not surprised. This doesn't really surprise me. I mean, the timing of it could not be worse. And of course, I wish it was from the Penrith Panthers or Melbourne Storm.
Yeah.
But it's not, mate. But it's not. And so it is what it is. He's missed a fair bit of the season. We will miss him if he doesn't get to play because he's an explosive player. He's the kind of guy that can make a break and can't be run down.
Well, this is the whole point, though, Matt. From now on and every time, I mean, there's just a rolling stock of jokes, isn't it? As he's speeding down the sideline. Look, he looks as though he's off to see his drug dealer. He's running. Haven't seen him that fast since he was running from the cops. You know?
You can't stop him when he sees the white line, mate. You know.
See, this is positive.
Look,
We've turned it into a positive.
It is a positive. We made some humour out of it. No, I don't know what else you can do about it. But, I mean, as we look forward to the playoffs, we've got a couple of very strong teams in the Panthers and the Melbourne Storm. And then there's 6 other teams who I suppose on their day could upset each other. The question is can they bring it together and beat the Storm or Penrith, which probably, fairly likely will look like what the grand final is. Roosters have got a lot of issues with injury and suspension. The Sharks looking pretty good. I was surprised the Knights made the top 8, but Ponga got them home and they'll play the Cowboys and then the Doggies and the Sea Eagles on Sunday. Look, Lachlan was just throwing stats at me left and right. I was a little bit dejected today after the way our season has finished, but he assures me that you can lose 4 or 5 or 6 of your last 7 or 8 games in the NRL and still win the premiership.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So being positive, I'm not overly positive, but I'm more positive than when I spoke to Lachlan a few moments ago.
Let's be positive. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wallabies.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Who? You've got to ask yourself now. I mean, really, if that, who do you go to now when you're up 20-3 and you flogged 67-27? I mean, they could sack all of those players, legitimately so, the whole lot of them, right? But then what? Who do you go to next? This is all you've got. It's the same as the All Blacks. We're not getting thrashed like that, but we got every right to be disappointed in our playing stocks at the moment, which aren't good. I mean, this is an All Black side which is losing way too many test matches every year, full of excuses, and everyone wants to sweep it under the carpet. But looking at your lot, good God, if we can't give you a 30 or 40 pointer in both of those games, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's not in the All Black camp looking forward to a couple of matches coming up against the Wallabies, I don't know why you'd even be involved. 4 matches played. South Africa look like they've got this one tied up. I mean, unless Argentina unexpectedly beat them twice, they're going to take the Rugby Championship. 18 points, 4 from 4. They just look strong. They never give up. And look, there may have been a little bit of luck in the win over the weekend with a send-off for the All Blacks, but you hand it to them. Argentina is the team that probably stands most proud at the moment. New Zealand on 7 points with 1 win and a couple of bonus points, I suppose, try bonuses or whatever they call them, and the Aussies on for 4 points after that last gasp win against Argentina. Marty, what's going to happen with the Rugby Championship? Is it true that South Africa and New Zealand are just going to do their own thing and throw the rest of them under the bus? Because, I mean, who just wants 2 teams going at it head-to-head all the time? And is anyone really interested in these regional games that they'll put part of these tours if and when that goes forward?
It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.